Hello and welcome back to My Own Worst Enemy, another unboxing, and this time it is Combat. This is Volume 1, the second printing of this. I've had this for a while. I'm just now getting around to unboxing it. There is another edition to this. There is a Volume 2 out, but I only own one. Game designer is Ross Mortel. We will flip this over and take a look at that backside, and it says Combat is a solitaire game of man-to-man combat in the 20th century, set in France in 1944. The player will take control of an American squad of 12 soldiers and attempt to complete a variety of missions against enemy forces that are controlled by the game system. And actually, this card is, I don't know if they did any proofing on the back of this, but this card is covering some of the text here. Interesting. Anyway, though, when I saw this game, I really wanted to try it. And here's why, because the map scale, it's 10 yards per hex. And the unit scale is man to man. So we're really in low resolution, or maybe it's high resolution, but you're close in man to man. And the scale of this thing is your personal now. It's probably to the point of where these men will have individual names. And that sounds really cool to me. The solitaire suitability, of course, is high because this is designed for solitaire play. Average playtime 3 to 4 hours. So let's take a look inside here and see what we get. And like I said, I'm really excited for this one because I like the fact that you are playing man to man. So that's going to be really, really neat. First thing we get is a pack of dice. Looks like there are 2 D10s and 1 D6. Nice looking dice. Ziploc baggies. And we have cards. More cards to sleeve. And if you check out my videos, I've got some instructions on how you should be sleeving these things. But these look like nice cards. Let's go ahead and crack into one of these. All right, so this one, they are nice cards. They're glossy. They seem very protected, as they are high quality cards. But yes, I will definitely sleeve these without a doubt. And of course, I don't have any idea of what these cards will mean. I see initiative. I see looks like some events, some orders. So they all say friendly too. So that maybe this is the friendly deck and this is the enemy deck. Yep, German military forces. So I won't open that one. It's more the same thing. And a compass catalog. This looks like, is this the holiday catalog? Yeah, the 2022 holiday catalog. And if you listen to the Armchair Dragoons podcast, mention in dispatches every year when the holiday catalog comes in, there is a podcast to discuss it and go into detail about. They go into detail about what games are in here. Some you might consider picking up, and other things worth listening to if you've never heard that. All right, so digging. I'm just going to do this in order. Digging a little deeper in here. This looks like a map. And how many maps do we get? Because I see at least 2. 4 updated 25 by 38 maps. So that's a pretty good size map. But I guess at a scale of 10 yards per hex, you might need a pretty good size map. So let's go ahead and get this all out. Looks like one map will fit on the camera barely, so I can do a playthrough, but it's going to be not much room for other stuff off to the sides. One thing I noticed right off are the numbers on the hexes are very easy to read. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the text is large. The hexes are pretty good size, like 1-inch hexes, maybe a little larger. The graphics are nice. I like it. So overall, I'd say this is a very good looking map. And as usual, you could probably use this map with some other board games that cover the same sort of topic. So let's get this out of the way. And we have another map. So there were 4 of these. I'll just open one more. I'm not going to open all 4. We will just open this one up. I can find the edge to it. Yeah, really nice maps. A lot of buildings on this one. Great color. Again, the hexes are easy to read. Well, let's just open up the other ones. These are too nice not to look at. I do like the art style. And like I said, again, I cannot wait to try this one because the man-to-man combat thing, I think that's going to be really fun. This one has some really nice looking craters on it. And finally, Map 1, the farmhouse. So they'll be fighting over. Now this is where it looks like the man-to-man combat really shines, because the farmhouse, normally when you get a map like this, a farmhouse is 1 hex, buildings are 1 hex, maybe 2 sometimes, maybe 3, but you can see how big these buildings are. So your men are going to be fighting on this terrain and close up. So that's going to be cool. That's the maps. Let me get these off out of the way. All right, and continuing to dig into the box now, we have the second printing volume 1 scenario book. Now this is a pretty beefy book, glossy paper, so it shouldn't wear down as fast as the mat. Designer notes on the back. I'm hoping there's a nice example of play in here. Let's take a look at the table of contents, where that would probably be. Random events, attacking, random events, defending, introductory scenarios. You get 4 of those. Looks like you get 10 scenarios that you can play. And then on page 55 starts the example of play. So going to page 55, there's the example of play. Pretty good size enemy forces there. And looks like you get at least a couple of turns, or impulses as they are called, it looks like. That's good. Love to see the examples of play. Here are the rules. This book is much smaller than the scenario book, 32 pages with the index there. And this is just what it says, a rule book, and we'll flip through this really quick. Table of contents. Scenarios, introduction. There's Kilroy. I don't know what he's doing there, but there he is. Sequence of play. Very nice rule book. I love the way, and there's some nice artwork in there too. This U.S. rifle. Very colorful and very well laid out rule book. And here are the characters. See, again, characters. I love that. Sergeant Taylor. And then Soldat Jung. So they're definitely going to be individually named units. And I'm going to have fun soloing this one. I like the narrative play, and I think this one's probably going to be dripping with the narrative play. And that is the rule book. And what is left in here? Ought to be some counters, right? Get this stuff kind of up. We'll get it on camera so we can admire it. What's that? Probably a player's aid card, weapon characteristics. So sequence of play, yeah. And there's nothing on the back of that. Seems like a missed opportunity there, but maybe you don't need it. But yeah, weapons information and a sequence of play. Order terrain chart, always appreciated. And there is something on the back of this one, and it is spotting chart. Like some armored vehicle information there as well. And there's Kilroy again. We have our deck holding sheet, nothing on the back of that, but you wouldn't have on this because this is where your cards will go. And this looks like another, well, there's the turn track, stacking overflow, initiative tracker, and impulse. And oh my goodness, look at these counters. So we saw the maps there that you were getting the like 1-inch counters, and I see those here. I also see some smaller counters. Let's see if I can open up the plastic here without destroying the counters. Now they are in shrink, so I'm assuming they're going to start falling out as I open this. So let's be careful here and get this junk out of the way. This looks like your character units, your counters, and every person. Yeah, they're going to fall out. That's why well, there they go. There go the Germans. They're escaping already. You can see that your characters are named, which is really neat. There's some dummy counters, which we want to see that when we're playing solo. That's going to add to the fog of war. And let's see if I can get these Germans back into the... And I'll just show you these because it looks like they are... I don't even know if I'm going to need to clip the corners on these. So there you go. You can see those counters are very nice. I may clip those anyway. I just like the look of the rounded corners. That's just me. More counters. And I will just hold these up to let you take a look at those. We'll take a look at the backside. There's some civilians in there as well, it looks like. So that looks like your characters, and this looks like weapons and status markers. So armed fire, flares, like mortars. There's some hex markers there, some target hexes. I'll let you take a look at these as well. Very, very nice counters. That probably is upside down. So let's rubble. Yeah, this is going to be neat. Another counter sheet. How many counter sheets are there? It looks like there are 6 total, and I'm going to have to hold this one up. These are really trying to fall off. And again, that's a good thing because, like I said, it's going to be easy to punch. Slide those off. I'm not going to flip that one because it's about to fall apart. And this one is just another counter sheet. We will flip that over. Let you take a look. Now, I'm behind the curve on this one. I think this has been out for a while. I'm sure other people have done playthroughs and unboxings, but I just wanted to do this. Oops, there go those. More actions, it looks like. I see sneak, run and gun, evade. Not sure how they'll be used, but once I read the rule book, I will. That is it. I just wanted to show you a quick unboxing of Combat. Again, for the 4th or 5th time. I'm really excited to try this one. Once you get down to the individual level, I think you get more attached to your units, and the narrative is even stronger. You have more invested in those units if they are named, and you're trying to get them to get through a scenario. It just means more. And I remember playing the old computer game XCOM was like that, where you kind of got attached to your soldiers, and when they would die, it really sucked and it really hurt. It just added another level to the game. Looking forward to trying it. All right, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back here next time.